Many of us are acutely aware of the power of external words, the encouragement of a friend, the criticism of a supervisor, the inspiration from a great orator. But how often do we truly consider the impact of our own internal monologue? The silent, constant conversation we have with ourselves shapes our perceptions, dictates our reactions, and ultimately defines our reality. For many, this internal dialogue is a chaotic mix of self-doubt, criticism, anxiety, and unaddressed fears. It's a relentless stream that, if left unchecked, can undermine our greatest aspirations and dim our brightest spirits. So, I invite you to open your minds and your hearts. Let us explore together how just 7 days of intentional inner dialogue can set you on a trajectory towards a more powerful, peaceful, and purposeful existence. This is not just a motivational speech, it is an invitation to active participation, to personal experimentation, and to discovering the remarkable power that lies within you, waiting to be unleashed through the simple yet profound act of how you talk to yourself. Consider for a moment the sheer volume of this internal conversation. From the moment you wake up until you fall asleep, your mind is never truly silent. It's processing, analyzing, reacting, and creating. If this internal monologue is predominantly negative, critical, or defeatist, imagine the cumulative effect it has on your self-perception, your confidence, and your capacity to act. It's like having a constant saboteur whispering in your ear, undermining every attempt at growth and every spark of courage. Master Shi Heng Yi's teaching is not about silencing this voice completely. That's often an unrealistic and unhelpful goal for beginners. Instead, it's about training it. It's about taking conscious control of the narrative, replacing the detrimental whispers with empowering declarations, and transforming the internal critic into an inner mentor. This isn't superficial positive thinking. It's a deep, deliberate recalibration of your core beliefs about yourself and your capabilities. Think of your mind as a garden. If you neglect it, weeds will inevitably grow. These weeds are the negative thought patterns, the limiting beliefs, the self-doubt that chokes out your potential. Intentional self-talk is the act of meticulously weeding this garden, preparing the soil and planting seeds of strength, resilience, and possibility. It requires vigilance, consistency, and an unwavering commitment to nurturing your inner landscape. How do we begin to cultivate this intentional self-talk? It starts with awareness. Before you can change your internal dialogue, you must first become an astute observer of it. Listen to what you tell yourself when you face a challenge. Listen to what you say when you make a mistake. Listen to the stories you repeat to yourself about your past and your potential. Are they empowering? Are they limiting? Are they true or merely habitual echoes? Remember, the goal is not perfection. There will be days when the old patterns creep back in, when the inner critic roars loudly. This is normal. The practice lies in gently, persistently, and compassionately redirecting your thoughts, returning to the intention of empowering self-talk. Over these 7 days, you are not just saying words, you are forging new neural pathways, rewiring your brain for resilience, optimism, and self-belief. This is the profound power of intentional self-talk. It transforms not just your mindset, but your very being. You might wonder, how can I talk to myself if I'm supposed to cultivate silence? This is a crucial point of understanding. Inner silence is not the absence of all thought, but rather the absence of uncontrolled and unconscious thought. It's about creating space between thoughts, a calm expanse where you can observe your mental processes without being consumed by them. From this place of stillness, intentional self-talk becomes not a desperate plea, but a clear, resonant declaration. Think of your mind as a bustling city street. If it's always rush hour, you can't truly see the individual buildings, appreciate the architecture, or even hear your own thoughts clearly. Cultivating inner silence is like stepping off that chaotic street into a quiet park within the city. Here you can pause, breathe, and observe the traffic of your thoughts from a place of detachment. This detachment is the first step towards true self-awareness. How do we cultivate this silence? Through practices like meditation and mindfulness. Even a few minutes a day dedicated to simply sitting, observing your breath, and noticing your thoughts as they arise and pass without judgment or attachment can begin to create this inner space. It's not about stopping thoughts, which is often an impossible and frustrating endeavor, but about changing your relationship with them. You are not your thoughts, you are the awareness that observes your thoughts. From this cultivated silence, self-awareness begins to blossom. When the inner noise subsides, even for a short while, you start to perceive the subtle nuances of your emotions, the underlying motivations behind your actions, and the habitual patterns of your mind. You begin to understand why you react the way you do, what triggers your insecurities, and where your true desires lie, beneath the layers of societal conditioning and external expectations. This deep self-awareness is absolutely vital for effective, intentional self-talk. Without it, your self-talk might be superficial, merely repeating affirmations without true conviction. But when you understand your deepest fears, your core values, and your authentic self, your inner dialogue becomes powerful and targeted. It's no longer just saying, "I am strong." It's understanding the specific areas where you need strength and addressing them with precision and compassion. For example, if through self-awareness you discover a deep-seated fear of failure, your intentional self-talk might shift from general positivity to specific affirmations like, "I embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, and I learn from every experience regardless of the outcome." This level of specificity comes directly from the insights gained during moments of inner silence and observation. Moreover, inner silence and self-awareness also allow you to distinguish between your authentic inner voice and the cacophony of external influences. We are constantly bombarded with messages from media, society, and even well-meaning friends and family about who we should be and what we should strive for. Without a strong sense of inner awareness, we risk adopting these external voices as our own, leading to a life lived out of alignment with our true selves. The 7-day practice Master Shi Heng Yi advocates is not just about changing what you say to yourself, but about changing the space from which those words emerge. It's about creating a calm, clear internal environment where your positive intentions can take root and flourish. Dedicate time each day, even just 5 or 10 minutes, to sitting in quiet contemplation. Observe your breath, observe your thoughts, and feel the presence of your own awareness. From this stillness, let your intentional self-talk emerge, clear, powerful, and deeply aligned with your true potential. This is how inner silence becomes the fertile ground for profound self-transformation. Consider what happens when you try to change a long-standing habit, whether it's waking up earlier, exercising consistently, or changing your diet. The initial phase is almost always uncomfortable. Your mind resists, your body protests, and old patterns exert a powerful pull. If you retreat at the first sign of discomfort, you will never break free from the old patterns. But if you embrace that discomfort as a sign of progress, as a signal that you are challenging your old programming, then you unlock the door to new possibilities. This applies directly to our internal dialogue. For years you might have told yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I always fail." When you consciously choose to replace that with, "I am capable and resilient," your mind might initially rebel. It might feel unnatural, false, or even arrogant. This is the discomfort. This is the moment when your old identity, your comfort zone of limiting beliefs, is being challenged. Instead of shrinking from this internal friction, lean into it. Understand that this feeling of awkwardness, of resistance, is a sign that you are doing something genuinely transformative. It's like stretching a muscle that hasn't been used in a long time. It will be sore, but that soreness is a precursor to strength and flexibility. How do we embrace this discomfort? First, by acknowledging it without judgment. Don't beat yourself up for feeling uncomfortable or for having negative thoughts surface. Simply observe them. Then, consciously choose to persist with your intentional self-talk, even when it feels forced or inauthentic at first. It's through this consistent, courageous repetition, despite the inner resistance, that new neural pathways are formed. Secondly, redefine discomfort. Instead of viewing it as a barrier, see it as a guidepost. Discomfort tells you precisely where your growth edge is. If you feel uncomfortable when you declare your strengths, it means you have an opportunity to truly embody strengths. If you feel uneasy envisioning success, it means there are limiting beliefs around success that need to be addressed. Your discomfort is not an enemy. It is a wise teacher pointing you towards the next step on your path. This 7-day challenge of intentional self-talk is designed to push you gently but firmly beyond your comfort zone. Each time you choose to speak to yourself with kindness, with encouragement, with belief, especially when you feel like doing the opposite, you are building your inner resilience. You are teaching your mind that it can handle new ways of thinking, new ways of being. You are demonstrating to yourself that you are stronger and more capable than your old stories suggested. So, when the voice of doubt tries to creep back in, when the old programming attempts to reassert itself, greet it with a deep breath and a quiet, firm resolve. Say to yourself, "This discomfort is a sign of my growth. I am stepping into a new version of myself, and I embrace the challenge." Remember, the most fertile ground for growth is often found just beyond the boundaries of our comfort. Embrace the discomfort, for within it lies the promise of profound and lasting transformation. Consider the metaphor of a river carving a canyon. It's not the immense power of a single flood that creates the majestic chasm, but the relentless, consistent flow of water, drop by drop over eons. Similarly, the deep grooves of your existing thought patterns were not formed overnight. They were etched into your mind through years of repetitive thinking. To carve new, more empowering pathways, you need to apply consistent, gentle, yet persistent pressure. What does this daily discipline look like for intentional self-talk? It means dedicating specific, non-negotiable moments each day to this practice. It could be 5 minutes upon waking, where you intentionally set the tone for your day with empowering affirmations. It could be during your commute, turning what was once a passive time into an active session of mental cultivation. It could be before bed, reviewing your day and reinforcing positive learnings. The key is consistency, not duration. 5 minutes every single day is infinitely more powerful than an hour once a week. Why? Because consistency builds momentum. It reinforces the new neural pathways more effectively. It tells your subconscious mind that this is important, that this is a new way of being. Each daily practice session, no matter how brief, is like a single brick laid in the foundation of a magnificent building. Individually, a brick might seem insignificant, but together they create an unshakable structure. Discipline is not about forcing yourself to do something you hate. True discipline, as Master Shi Heng Yi teaches, is about aligning your actions with your long-term vision and values, even when immediate gratification or comfort beckons. It's about choosing what serves your highest self rather than succumbing to the inertia of old habits. When you understand the profound impact of your internal dialogue, the discipline to engage in intentional self-talk transforms from a chore into an act of self-love and empowerment. How do we sustain this incredible momentum beyond the initial 7 days? Firstly, integrate. Don't just add. Instead of viewing intentional self-talk as a separate task on your to-do list, begin to weave it seamlessly into the fabric of your daily life. When you're walking, use it as an opportunity for mindful affirmations. When you're facing a challenging conversation, Mentally prepare yourself with empowering statements. Before you embark on a new task, affirm your capability. The more you integrate it, the more it becomes a natural extension of your being rather than an external imposition. Secondly, cultivate a growth mindset. True inner transformation is rooted in the belief that you are always capable of learning, growing, and improving. Embrace failures and setbacks, not as evidence of your inadequacy, but as invaluable feedback for refinement. When you inevitably stumble, as all humans do, your internal dialogue should shift from self-condemnation to compassionate inquiry. What can I learn from this? How can I adjust? How can I move forward with greater wisdom? This continuous learning loop is essential for sustained growth. Thirdly, seek environments that support your growth. Your internal environment is profoundly influenced by your external environment. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, who believe in your potential, and who are also committed to their own personal growth journeys. Limit exposure to negativity, criticism, and cynicism that drain your energy and undermine your positive intentions. Just as a plant needs fertile soil and sunlight, your developing inner world needs a supportive ecosystem. Fourthly, practice self-compassion. This journey is not about achieving some rigid ideal of perfection. There will be days when your self-talk isn't perfect, when old habits resurface, or when you feel overwhelmed. In these moments, it is crucial to extend the same kindness and understanding to yourself that you would offer to a dear friend. Self-compassion is not self-indulgence, it is a recognition of your shared humanity and an essential ingredient for resilience. When you stumble, gently guide yourself back to the path, rather than criticizing yourself into paralysis. Finally, remember your why. Why did you embark on this journey of intentional self-talk? Was it to find more peace, to unlock your potential, to overcome a specific challenge, to live a more authentic life? Reconnect with your deepest motivations regularly. This profound why will serve as your guiding star, your internal fuel, keeping you committed to the path even when it feels arduous. The initial 7 days are a powerful initiation. They will show you what is possible. But the true masterpiece is created over a lifetime of dedicated self-nurturing, of consistently choosing to speak to yourself with wisdom, compassion, and unwavering belief. Master Shi Heng Yi teaches us that true strength comes not from external circumstances, but from the unshakable foundation we build within. Continue to talk to yourself like this, not just for 7 days, but for every day of your remarkable life, and watch as your inner transformation unfolds into an extraordinary reality. Thank you.